We're going to look at the amplitude modulation tool. Notice I have a scaling factor of 7.6 some inches and a maximum displacement of 3.06013 inches. And the slider bar is in the middle. If I slide it to 0, the scaling factor goes to 0 and the maximum displacement goes to 0. If I go to max, it goes, the scaling factor and the maximum displacement values change. I'm going to type in 60 inches, and this will give us a very distorted view of the beam. So that's what the beam would look like if we distorted it, if the displacement was actually 60 inches. Now I'm going to change it to 0.414 inches, and remember 0.414 inches is our cantilever beam, uniform cantilever beam equation value that we get. I'm going to animate this, and this would be our actual displacement of the beam, because we found out from the formula that it was 0.14 or 0.414 inches. And so this gives us a realistic viewpoint. Now I'm going to select more, and I'm going to change the symmetrical. Actually, I had it on non-symmetrical animation. Now I've selected symmetrical animation, and this makes the beam go upwards. It animates the beam bending upwards just as if it was being bent downwards. So it's a symmetrical animation. Click close, and we're going to select the default values of the deformation, and I'm going to fit the beam in the viewing area, and I'm going to select the isometric view, and now I'm going to unhide the translational displacement view by right clicking, and I'm going to activate it, and notice that I get both views, and I'm going to tile it along the y-axis, so now it separates the two views. So notice now I've got a separation of the views, and this is so that you can view both of them at the same time. And notice I have two color palettes. I'm going to select on one and middle click and move it. I'm going to untile it, so now they go back, both the views go to the original spot. And now I'm going to delete the displacement view. So now all I have is a von Mises stress view. I'm going to click the cut plane analysis, and it brings up the window. And notice I can unselect the show cutting plane. I'm going to drag my compass onto the front part. I'm going to put it onto the restraint 1, and I'm going to just tilt the compass, and notice that I get different viewpoints. I'm going to view the section only. Now I'm going to show the cutting plane, and now I'm going to show both the cutting plane and the view section only. So there's different viewing options, and you can play with the compass and get different viewpoints of your stress, and you can see inside of your beam of how the stress is being handled.